Let's talk about, do you really need 20% to buy a home? Hi, I'm Janice, and I'm so glad you're here. Today I want to talk about one of the biggest myths I hear almost every single week. I need to have 20% down before I can buy a home. Does that sound familiar? Maybe you've even thought that to yourself. I can't tell you how many times someone has sat across from me and said, Janice, I would love to buy someday, but I just need to save my first 20% down. So I usually smile and I ask one question. Who told you that? Sometimes they laugh and sometimes they stop and think. Most of the time they honestly don't know. Maybe it was a friend, maybe it was a parent, maybe it was something that they heard years ago, but somewhere along the line, that idea became a fact in their mind. And here's what I want you to know, that putting 20% down is one option. It's not the only option. For some people, putting 20% down makes great financial sense. It may lower the loan amount, it can reduce the monthly payment, and for many conventional loans, it will eliminate private mortgage insurance. Those are real benefits, but that doesn't mean everyone has to wait until they've saved 20%. There are loan programs that allow qualified buyers to purchase with much smaller down payments, and the right answer depends on your financial situation, your goals, and the loan program, not someone else's experience. And this is where I see people lose years. They spend 5, sometimes even 10 years trying to reach a number that they may not have needed in the first place. Not because anyone told them that they couldn't buy, but because they assumed that they couldn't. That's why I always encourage people to stop asking what's the rule and start asking what's the right strategy for me. Those are two completely different questions. Buying a home isn't about checking someone else's boxes. It's about understanding your own financial picture and making informed decisions. So if you've been telling yourself, I'll buy once I have 20%, I challenge you to replace that thought with a different question. What are my options today? You may discover that you're exactly where you thought you were, or you may discover that you're much closer than you imagined. Either way, you'll have something much more valuable than an assumption. You'll have information, and information gives you choices. Before we wrap up, here's today's homework. Ask yourself, where did I learn that I needed 20% down? And then ask, have I ever verified whether that's actually true for my situation? Because one conversation could save you years of waiting. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today. I hope that today's conversation made homeownership feel a little less confusing. And if it did, I'd love to have you back for the next one. Until then, have a fantastic day.